Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, August 7th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. There. Here. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Looks good. All right, so I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and we will get started shortly with marking up liquidity for today. Let's get this posted up in one more place. All right, guys, morning, everybody. It is Monday, August 7th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes, or sorry, 6 minutes. And we'll get started with our analysis shortly. Just got to update one last thing here. All right. Perfect. Looks like we're ready to go, guys. All right. So it looks like people are still making their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity here on the liquidity chart. I'm going to start off with the weekly time frame using the high-low indicator. Start off by marking these levels right here. All right. So here goes a weekly. Here goes the daily. Goes the 8-hour. Four-hour. Two-hour. Down to the 1-hour. And now let's go down to the lower time frames, 30-minute. Red. 15-minute. Ten-minute. And I think we're good to go. All right, so there goes all the liquidity marked up from the weekly down to the 10-minute. As you guys can see, there is one high level point coming up right here up top. We'll look at what the overall direction is looking like today. So if that's the case, that might be it right there. The thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that today is Monday. So Mondays are usually a bit risky because people are re-entering the market from the weekend. So generally, Mondays and Fridays are risky due to the market conditions and how price moves. Volatility might be high, might be low. We don't really know until market actually moves, and we'll see, where it goes from there. So, hey, sir, morning Dan, morning Kit, morning Ross, morning Maria, morning Kenny, morning Dan, Daniel, morning Marcin, morning Kaner, morning Randy, and morning Van Harwig. All right, guys. Morning, Kevin. All right, guys. Today's Monday, August 7th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. I've marked up liquidity here, so you guys see all of the levels marked up. Looking over here at the trend, higher time frame is still bearish. You can see prices below the pivots. Trend meters red, pivots are angling down. 30-minute over here starting to be a bit neutral, so it's more of a bearish neutral trend with regards to long-term direction. Short-term time frames over here, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10-minute time frames, it's a bit neutral. You can see over here on the 10-minute prices above the pivots. However, it's not very clear. Price is kind of just right down the middle as moving sideways since market open here Sunday. So with that said, and right here on the 1 minute, you can see price is literally in between the pivots. Trend meter is green, but price is in between the pivots. So we'll see what happens here. But for the most part, it looks like it's mixed trend right now with regard to the lower time frames and the higher time frames. 1 minute is neutral, 5 minute is bullish, 10-minute is neutral, 30-minute is neutral, 1 hour is bearish, and 4 hours bearish too. So with that said, we don't really have much of a direction here, which is perfectly fine. It's not going to be great for liquidity because you don't know which direction really traded, but for our momentum pullback scalps, that's a good thing because price can really go in either direction, and we'll just follow wherever it goes. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 73% short, so it's not as strong as before, but it is still bearish, it's still bullish. There's 73% of retail traders who are currently selling right now, so we might want to look for some buys long term, but this can easily shift as price continues to move along this week. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 120 points. So with that said, it's very mixed right now. I'll go ahead and mark that up on the clean chart over here. You can see price is starting to push up. It might hit that higher level of liquidity. If you guys do decide to take this liquidity level, I would probably only go for 100 pips, guys. Personally, that's all I would go for because of market movement, of course, right? If volatility is too low, let's take a look at the ATR. ATR is currently at 7 right now. Market volatility is way too low. So if you want to go for this push, I'd probably go for 100 pips. I probably won't go for the full 300 pips. And let's see where market opens right here in the next couple of seconds. Price is pushing through right there. And we'll see where this ends up going. Sorry, guys, I had to get in out of that really quick. This volatility is insane. So I had to get in that quick, guys. I locked in 1,000 off that trade. It didn't hit my CP, but I just had to manually pull out. It did exactly what we were anticipating right here. I marked up liquidity before market actually opened. And I said this right here. So I only went for 100 pips. I didn't go for the full 3,000 or 300. Let me see my positions here. Wow, that's crazy. So let me see the chart there. Okay, I see it. Yeah, the slippage went crazy. Where is my freaking? So yes. Okay, so all my positions closed except for my there was like some slippage on one of my accounts. I was looking for my personal account, but my personal account is being on my social trader. Yeah, huge slippage. Maria said huge slippage in her favor. Kenneth caught it for 100. Kaner caught it. Maria caught it. Nice. Yeah, no, there's a lot of profit that was made. It's just my then I'll take a screenshot of my account over here real quick. I thought I had my personal account. So I thought I got slippage on my personal account because it's a small account. It's like 600, 700 bucks. I thought I made like 1,000 on that account. I thought I just doubled the account up, but it's not even on this list. It's just my FTMOs and my MFF. I took my Hanko off the account, guys. If you guys saw my personal trades from last week, it wasn't working right. So I don't think Hanko is good for scalping anymore. So I'm not going to use him for. I just took him off my copy. I don't even use him at all anymore. But yeah, it's a big push to the upside. It still went in the direction of where we thought price was going to go with regard to. So we had fundamentals here, which were indicating to take a buys. And then also the retail sentiment over here, which is still at 73% on open. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I said, we're probably gonna look for some buys here, but the bias with regard to the trend doesn't really matter at the moment because it's mixed. But everything else was pointing towards a buy. Retail sentiment over here was 73% short. The fundamentals are up like 120 points. So I mentioned this was a strong level right here too, and that's why I was looking to take it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this up real quick so that you guys can see what trade that I profited off. And then we'll continue looking for some more positions as price continues to move along. Obviously, price isn't really moving along right now because it's so high up. We need to see if this ends up retracing down or if it ends up continuing to the upside. So with that said, if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I'm going to go ahead and start posting up my profits as well. I got to take screenshots of all my accounts, which is going to take some time here. But don't worry, you guys are not missing out on anything here. There's nothing for us to take right now at the moment. Price is like way too overextended right now. Volatility is great. It's currently at 17. We'll see if this holds up or if it continues to come back down. So there goes a trade right there for the liquidity push on open. Here are my profits. Right there. And let me take my individual trades right now too. Let's see, question from James. James said, hey, Sean, how come you don't take these on top step? Just curious, because it happens too quickly. I don't have time to set the price point and then set everything up. I mean, if you were following it, James, you would have saw that I didn't really have time to even enter it properly. I had to close at it manually because it pushed up and then it didn't hit my TP. You can see my profit over here was 1,800. It still didn't close me on a TP. I was supposed to close at 1,000 profit, but it didn't close me out, so I had to manually close it myself. So I mean, the main reason I don't take these liquidity pushes on top step is because it happens too quickly. I mean, if I was ready and I had everything set up, I would have just like set it up, right? But like literally price goes up and it's like market's open, right? In like a few seconds. And all I can do is I can go to my MT4, hit buy, and then hope that it closes out of my TP. But even today, it didn't close me out. It closed me out at, I mean, it didn't close me out at all. I had to manually hit close. I have my TP here set at 100 pips. So it should have closed me out at 1,000, but I'll take my screenshot and you'll see that I don't have a green strip there because I manually had to like close the position out. Yeah, exactly. James said, I thought so. That's it moves so fast, couldn't get it in my top step. Yeah, like if you really want to get it on your top step, or if I wanted to get it in my top step in the future, I would probably just like set a pending order there before market opens. But if you've seen like how the market has moved over the past couple of days, like even on Friday and Thursday, we tried to like set some stuff up, but like price just spiked right through immediately, either like before market open or on open. So I think that's the biggest problem, James, because a lot of times I don't want to enter before market opens and the liquidity ends up getting hit before market open. Because like it would be hard for me to set up my pending order and then say the trade gets hit like at 628, right? Market's not open yet. Then that's going to be a bad position for me because it'll fill it just too early. So yeah, I mean, I wish I would have taken it. That'd be a nice entry right there, right? I'm curious if they would hit slippage too on top step because it pushed up so quickly. Yeah, B said I was thinking to set pending orders at 6:30 just to have pending orders open. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, B, but immediately when market opened at 6:30, it went straight up to profit. So I couldn't do it, but that was my plan too. It's all good. I mean, I still got it on my other accounts. So, I mean, it is what it is. All right, so we're going to wait for price here to kind of stabilize a little bit. And then once it stabilizes, we'll start looking for some momentum pullback scalps. I can start marking up the levels right now. So let me go over here and start marking up levels so that you guys can see structure. And then we will, actually, let me do this first. I just realized that I didn't mark up opening price yet, which wouldn't really matter because opening price is way down here. Wouldn't matter too much. So there goes opening price right there. And then I'll start marking up the levels. There goes opening price. Now I will mark up the levels over here. 20, 30, 40, 50, 10, flat, 90, 80, 70, 60. All right, so I've marked up the levels right there. Actually, we can mark up a couple more. So I'm going to focus here on the 1 minute, guys. The 5 minutes is pushed too far out. Obviously overextended right there, so I probably won't mess with the 5 yet, but I will look at the 1 minute over here and just maximize this so it's easier to follow and easier to see. So as you guys can see, there's not really much direction, so you guys are not really missing out on much. We need to wait for price to kind of pull back a little bit. So the pattern that we're looking for here is we're looking for this price already pushed up. We're looking for that retracement, continuation, retracement, and follow up. So we're basically looking to take our entry somewhere around this area right here. When price pulls back and continues up even higher. So because price already pushed up right here, there was already a momentum pullback scalp right here. So price pushed up right here. This red candle was a retracement. The entry technically would have happened right here, but this is just a little too early. We wanted to wait for price to kind of stabilize a bit before we look for anything to actually take. So this is the one that Maria mentioned. She said a momentum pullback scalp hit right here, which it did. Price pushed up. We had a buy signal. Trend meter was green. Pivots were angling to the upside. Price was above the pivots. This red candle right here was a retracement, and this green candle would have been the fill and straight to TP. Since we have that entry already set up right there, we now have to wait for price to come back down for retracement with the sell signal and then follow the continuation back to the upside. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up today's overall bias. Retail sentiment is bullish. It is 74% short. So you want to do the opposite buy. Fundamental bias is bullish as well. It is bullish plus, I think it was like 120 points. Short-term technicals, this is neutral. Long-term technicals, also neutral. So there goes the overall bias right there. Retail sentiment 74% short. Fundamental bias is bullish, 120 points in the green. It's actually really high. That's 280 points. So looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently at 267 points. That's pretty high. So you want to be careful and wait for price to actually retrace back. You can see it's starting to retrace here, but it's actually up a lot right now. It's 280 points. That's a lot of points. It's way overextended. It's going to have to retrace a little bit. This doesn't mean that price will reverse. It just means that price will have to retrace a little bit before it continues to climb higher. So we'll be a little careful looking for entry here. There's no news today, so I mean it's pretty much free game. We just got to wait for the market to actually stabilize, come back, and then go back to the upside for correction. So as we wait for that to happen, I'm going to go ahead and mark up or take a screenshot of my accounts real quick to have everything lined up here. So I think, let me just look at my accounts. I don't think I have to screenshot every single account, but for the most part, let's see here. So this is my main account, 890. Main account is 890. FTO number 2. Yeah, so if anybody scalps on a personal account and it works well, let me know which one you guys are using. Because I was using Hinko Trade for a while and they were working good like a couple of years ago, but they're not good at scalping anymore. You guys saw my profits from last week. I made like a lot of profit last week and it was always a loss on Hinko. So if you guys have a personal broker that you guys use for scalping, let me know, give me a heads up and I'll probably test them out as well. I would like to scalp on my Hinko, but it's obviously not working well, so I can't really use them, unfortunately. Let's see. All right, so I'll post my profits right now. You guys will see that all my profits are kind of mixed. I mean, they're similar, but they're very mixed in a sense. Post my individual profits. $90, $990, $320, $990, $990. All right, so you guys will see I have 7 accounts now because I split up my FTMOs into 4 separate 100K accounts. Okay, so here's my first account. This is my main FTMO locked in 1,890. Here's my FTMO number 2 count locked in 1,990. Here's my FTMO number 3 count, total profit of 1,320. You guys can see there's slippage across all the accounts. Here's my FTMO number 4 account, total profit of 1,990. Here goes my MFF number 1 account, total profit of 1,990. My MFF number 2 count, 1,940. And my MFF number 3 count, total profit of 1,940. So you guys can see these are all different accounts. They're not just one account. You guys can see all of my accounts listed right here. There was some slippage right there, and thankfully it worked out in our favor. But you guys can see that, this is the difference. I'm not just like trading one account. I'm trading a bunch of multiple accounts, and they're just copying off my main account right here. You guys can see the slippage was pretty bad. Well, not necessarily bad, but I was supposed to get pulled out at 1,000. So it never filled my TP. I actually had to close out manually because of this. But luckily it worked out in my favor. So yeah, that's pretty much all my profits for the day. It's pretty solid. Let me see, I locked in a lot just off that one liquidity push. 1990, 1320, 1990, 1990, 1940. So this is what I was talking about before, guys. Like you guys can see, I only took one trade, and this is how much profit, 13,060 across all my accounts here. So if you max out your FTMO, max out your MFF, that's how much profit you could lock in. I'm actually going to split up my MFFs into multiple accounts as well. So I'll probably do that at some point. But yeah, I'll probably be trading. Yeah, I'll be trading a lot of accounts. I'm trading like 7 right now. So I'm going to be trading 10 accounts total, 10 100K accounts, 4 FTMO and 6 MFFs. Once I split those into two 100K accounts as well. So yeah, those are my profits right there. As you guys can see, if you look for quality entries and you focus on 1 quality entry a day or 2 quality entries, your profits will add up. The key thing here is to just focus on quality and then add on multiple accounts to your copier at some point in the future. It's pretty stress-free for me there. I just took one trade on open, and if I wanted to call it a day, I could call it a day, but I'm going to keep trading, of course. So, gosh, let's see. Let's see where I'm at. Let's see. Natasha said, Sean, she's trading with LQDFX. Okay, cool. I'll check them out, Natasha. I know, I think Cece told me about them a long time ago. I haven't really used them myself, but I've heard they've been around for a while. So I'll probably try them out. I'll transfer my funds over from Hanko to them because Hanko is definitely not working out with scalping right now. Let me scroll up real quick. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, B was talking about sending the pending orders. Yeah, probably I probably wait for the market to open, and then as soon as market opens, I'll just set the pending order, hopefully, and I can do that in the future. I just got to get the process down because I'm treating so many accounts that it's a little difficult for me to do that. And I'm also on live and I'm explaining, I'm analyzing, I'm doing a lot of things. So it's hard for me to also trade an extra, 2 accounts plus my MC4 plus and not do my analysis and be ready for market open. So I'll try to do that. I just got to get a process down. That's really what I have to do. I wasn't always as smooth entering these trades when we first started trading live. So for me, I just got to get a process down, get a routine down. And once I get that down, I can just start putting my pending orders up because it's not really easy. Like for me to trade live with you guys, do my analysis, explain what's going on, and then actually tell you guys when I'm making entries. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. So yeah, once I have a process down, I can hopefully start sending some pending orders for those liquidity pushes on open for my top step. But for now, I'm fine with my MC4. I'm already funded on like my account, so I'm still getting money. I'm getting paid out on these trades. But it would be nice if I could also get the top step on there as well. So, or maybe hopefully in the future we'll be able to have a copier that will like work cross-platform because that'd be great. I just want to focus on one account and then have everything copy over. But time will tell until that's actually available. Nice. So Daniel over here, Kaner and Cameron said a V1 hit. So if you guys saw the V1 variation, price pulled back right here. There's a double body rejection. This here is a V1 variation if you guys took it. Yeah, solid move right there, full TP. Yeah, so if you guys take the V1 variation, again, I have multiple strategies that you guys can apply. You don't have to apply only the ones I'm doing here on the live. If you guys have my indicators, you guys can do these strategies on your own time. But for me, I'm only applying the momentum pullback scalp here on the live session and liquidity push. Of course, I mark it up pre-market and we'll see if it hits. But for the most part, our official strategy that we mainly apply here would be the momentum pullback scalp. So nice work right there, Cameron, Kaner, Daniel, everybody. Let's see. B's asking, are you going to do 100 lot, 3% risk on all of them? I never risk 3%. That's like way too much risk, B. So I don't know. I only risk like 1.5%, B, but it's the same risk. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, you can see here, I'm doing 100 lot now, right? Before I was doing 200 lots, but now that I'm a 100K account, I went half. So I never risk 3%. That's way too much to risk. My stop loss is actually at 250. It's not at 300. Yeah, it's about like 2.5. Yeah, you're right. Actually, no, you're right. It is the numbers just threw me off because I'm on a 100K account now, so it's like I'm not used to the smaller account. But yeah, you're right. No, it was 3%. But the thing with the 300 stop loss is that I'm still cutting early. So realistically, I may be risking like 1%, if not 2%. But I'm usually not risking the full 25. Also for the liquidity push, I'm usually not even in that position for that long. So yeah, I mean the max risk for that is like 3%, but for the most part, I'm usually not holding on to it for the entire loss. Like if we have a momentum pullback scalp and I get a sell signal, I'm out of that position. So I'm probably out like with under less than 1%. So yeah, safety net would be set at 3%, but I'm not really looking to lose 3% on a trade, right? Just to make that clear, because even myself, I didn't realize it was a 3% risk until you mentioned it, because we never get to that point unless it's like a really bad trade, Yeah, exactly. B said you have to have some balls to do 2.5. Yeah, it's kind of heavy. But we're actively monitoring the trade. So like typically, if things don't look right, I'll usually tell you guys to pull out early. And usually that's why like for these liquidity pushes, I only take them in some instances, right? Like today I took it because it looked really good. I knew price was going to go up because of retail sentiment and fundamentals, but I wasn't like super sold on it. When price started pushing up right here, I was like, okay, I'll take it with you guys. And That's why we took it. But, it's all by case basis. It's never going to be like a for sure, I'm going to take this liquidity push. But yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up, because I totally forgot that I was risking that much. It's just we don't really lose very often. So if we do lose, it's like usually partial of that. All right, so we're looking for a buy signal over here, guys. If you guys have some prop to post up from that earlier liquidity push, feel free to send them in. Looks like a couple of you guys here did send them in. We have Kenny over here, total profit of 1,120 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Straight win right there off the liquidity push this morning. We have Johnny over here as well. Johnny's currently up 681 for the day. Nice work, Johnny. Solid profit there. Johnny locked in one more off that V1 variation. Johnny's currently at 1,287. Nice work, Johnny. Yeah, solid profits right there, guys. As I mentioned before, guys, just focus on quality entries. If you guys do that, you guys should be perfectly fine, and you guys should have no problem being consistent. With FTMO and MFF, there's no trading time limit anymore. So you don't really need to follow. You don't really need to rush anything, right? Just take things, take your time with trading these accounts, and just focus on passing. That's the main thing that you guys have to do. Just focus on actually passing. If you take one or two good trades a day, eventually you're going to pass. Like it's inevitable. It's going to happen, because I give you guys at least like one or two quality entries a day. Loss will happen maybe once or a couple of times a month. But that won't really set you far back, because we'll be able to, manage risk properly by cutting trades early if we need to. So. Yeah, other than that, we have a pending buy signal over here. So with the pending buy signal, we're now waiting for it to close. Once we get a buy signal here, so that's basically all we're looking for here. We're waiting for a buy signal to close. Once that buy signal closes, we'll look for price to push up, retrace, and continue up higher. If that's the case, then we're going to start looking for an entry or some sort of opportunity at that point, right? To ride this up further. So it's just a matter of patience until we get that buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we can look for a possible entry, but right now we just don't have that yet. You can see prices kind of bouncing around. ATR is currently at 19 right now, so it's not horrible. It's not the best, but it is good. It's currently at 19. Anything above 15 is solid for us. We just need enough volatility there to pretty much push in our direction. So we're looking for a confirmation of momentum here. We currently have the trend already. We have a bullish trend. Price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. We're looking for that buy signal to confirm momentum. Once we get that, we're going to look for a push in our direction, retracement, and continuation. I'm going to be a little more patient this week, guys. I know last week we got kind of we got some FOMO. We got caught in a couple of bad positions that could have been easily avoided. But yeah, we'll see where this ends up, going through today, and then we'll hopefully catch one of these momentum pullback scalps as the day progresses. We don't really have any news today, so that's a good thing. Not really anything here to throw us off. Yeah, there's nothing today. Let me check the week. So there's nothing today. There's news at 8:30, but we won't be trading at 8:30. So it's not really going to be a big deal for us. For this week so far, we don't really have too much news. We have final hold inventories at 7 tomorrow. IBD, TIPP, economic optimism. Crude oil on Wednesday, that's the monthly thing. So on Thursday, this is where we start to have big news. We have inflation news right here. CPI month over month, CPI year over year, of course, CPI month over month, unemployment claims. So a lot of the news doesn't happen until Thursday. And then Friday, PPI, producer price index month over month, and PPI. So yeah, hopefully this week will be pretty smooth. Last week was kind of choppy. Usually after a hectic NFP week, we usually have a pretty smooth week. That's just how the market typically works from my experience. So hopefully this week just moves smoothly compared to last week, and we'll be able to capitalize on it. So we have a pending buy signal again right here. We're waiting for that buy signal to close. As you can see, price is having trouble getting past the this level over here. But there's just nothing for us to necessarily follow at the moment. Andrew said retail jumped to 77%. Let me go and check that real quick. Yeah, you're right. So retail sentiment actually jumped up pretty high. This is a good thing because I think price will continue climbing. Now that retail is so high, I think, so what happened here is I think people think this is a top, right? People are getting fooled right now. Whoever's thinking this is a top, because they think price is coming down at this point. But, you know, my guess is that they're going to be in for a surprise. They think this is happening right here. They think this is going to happen. It's going to come back to open. But I think they're in for a surprise because I don't think this is going to be the top. What they're doing here is they're just churning price. So you see how price comes down? They're setting up this pattern for you, or for the retail traders, basically. So the market makers basically set this up right here and make it look like price is coming down, right? People think this is what's going to play out. But realistically, it's going to do the opposite. Price is just going to consolidate around here for a bit. It might bounce around a bit, and then it's going to come up and stop people out. This is going to be an area of liquidity. So if you guys are looking for a new level of liquidity, it's going to be right here. So this is a new level of liquidity. If price gets to this point right here, expect a big push to the upside. So thanks, Andrew, for the heads up right there. That's quick thinking right there. Like if you guys can think like how I just did right now, you just look at sentiment, you're like, okay, this is where the retail traders are now trading. A bunch of them entered sells because they think price is going to come down. Now we're pretty much reverse engineering it. I'm looking at the opposite. If everybody's looking for a sell here, I'm like, okay, people are entering sells at this point. Where do you think their stop loss is going to be? Right there, right? So if their stop loss is right there, what do you think is going to happen when price hits this point? It's going to trigger all those stop losses. This thing went up like 4% basically. It was 73% on open. It's now at 77. So if you think about 4% of retail traders are sitting up here with their stop losses, when price gets to this point, it's going to go on a stop loss hunt and it's going to stop everybody out. So you just got to be smart about it, guys. That's why this tool here is very important, because a lot of people don't know how to use it. They think, okay, people are selling, so I should hop on the sell too. You should do the opposite. You should look for a buy, because these people are going to get stopped out eventually. Right. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here now. I'll clean this up a little bit. I mean, if you guys want me to put this back up, we can, but that's kind of where I see price going. I don't know when it'll happen, but eventually I think that will be the case. There's more liquidity sitting up here too. So that's even a bigger thing. So like I mentioned earlier, there's that level of liquidity is going to be right here. So I think once these people get stopped out, there's another level up here. So price will probably push up, stop them out, consolidate here a bit, come back down, push back up, and then hit this level maybe by tomorrow, right? So we'll see where this goes. I would be careful taking sells, because with the sentiment going up like that, you don't want to be trading with everybody else. You typically want to do the opposite and want to trade against everybody else. So yeah, I'd watch this number here and we'll see where price ends up going. So if price goes up, you can already anticipate those people are getting stopped out. If price goes down, they're just luring in some more sellers. But my guess is that price will probably just go sideways for a bit, because they don't have enough sellers yet, right? There's only about 4% of sellers right here. So I think they're probably going to bump this up maybe like 78, 79, maybe even 80. And then they'll push price up. Because what happens then, so like check this out. So right now, we have about 4% of retail traders with their stop losses right here, right? So what do you think happens if price pushes down a little lower? So if they get people a little more hope right here, they push price down a little lower, like that. What do you think is going to happen right here? If this number here increases from 77 to 79, then everyone who enters right here is going to place their stop loss right here, right? So then you'll have two levels of liquidity. You'll have a level of liquidity right here, and you'll have a level of liquidity up there. I think this will be a bigger push, because if the market makers push price up here, then you get this level hit, boom, and then a stop loss hunt ensues, and it just goes even further. So I think this might be the case right here. I think they might drop price a little lower, because they want to have two levels of liquidity right here, this high and this high. And then all the stop losses are going to be sitting right here. So when price pushes up, it's just going to go and pretty much wipe everybody out. So I get a kick out of that, honestly. When I see this play out, I get a kick out of it, because I know people are getting stopped out. So don't be one of those people getting stopped out. I would probably wait for it. You know, price might even come down to opening price right here. So price might come down to opening price right there, that blue line. It might bounce off that point. And then when it does that, it's just going to stop everybody out. So it'll stop people out right here, stop loss hunt, and then push up further, and then stop even more people out over here. So pretty heavy stop loss hunt. price comes down, comes down to opening price, bounces, stop loss hunt, etc. So I'm curious to see when that plays out. When it does play out, we'll be ready, because at that point we'll probably get a buy signal, and then once we get that buy signal, we can continue climbing this up higher. But I think the main thing to look out for would be retail sentiment. So I mean, if you guys are going to continue looking at this here, just wait for this number to increase. Once it increases a little bit higher, it'll probably start pushing to the upside. Yeah, Andrew said, I feel like the hunt is about to come soon. It's just going to be a matter of time. I think price will range here for a bit, and then when you start to see that turn to the upside, that's where you can start to anticipate the hunt to happen. The hunt's going to happen eventually. They're not just going to keep dropping price. You know, if they drop price a lot right here, then and I could already see why people are expecting price to drop, because a lot of retail traders are taught that, right? So I'm sure a lot of you guys have. So here's a clean chart right here. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this before, right? When you see a big push like this, people always say, "Oh, price has to fill the gap." That's like retail thinking, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that a bunch of times. You see price push up right here, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, price needs to come and fill the gap." So everyone thinks price is going to come down and fill the gap right here, right? So yeah, price may come down slightly, but I don't think it's going to come down all the way. If anything, opening price is right here. So price might come down to this point right here. It might not fill the entire gap, but it's probably going to push right back up and stop everybody out. So, you know, I've been trading for a long time. I know what everybody does for the most part. I mean, if you guys ever explain a strategy to me, I've probably done it before. I've tested it at some point, because I've been trading for a really long time, and you know, I know what works and I know what doesn't work, because I've tested it and I've taken a bunch of L's and I've taken a lot of wins. So what I did is I focused on what works for me, and I just stick with that specific game plan. But yeah, let me go ahead and mark up structure here so that you guys can see things better. So price realistically is just ranging. A lot of people can't see this because, you know, obviously they don't have everything marked up here like I do, but I drew up the range right there. This is market open, spiked up, price is now ranging around this area. So you can see on the clean chart here, it doesn't really look like this over here, right? This looks like price is coming down. So if you look at this chart over here without the zones marked up, it looks like price is coming down. But if you look over here on the clean chart, price is really just ranging. It's ranging within these two levels. So that's why I like having multiple charts up. I like having the clean chart so you can see the actual market structure. Price is really just going sideways. It's not really coming down heavily. It's just ranging. On here, it looks like price is coming down. So you guys can see how like your analysis can be swayed, right? If you guys are not marking up structure, you can see that price here, it looks like price is coming back down to fill this gap. If you mark up structure, you can see, okay, price is really just going back and forth right here. So I try to analyze things from different perspectives. And I feel like that's how everybody should analyze the charts. You should have a bias, you should have a direction to trade in, but you should still look at things from different perspectives. That's why I never knock someone's analysis or someone's strategy or someone's way of seeing the market, because it's beneficial. If you can see things from other perspectives, it'll prevent you from getting into bad trades. Like for example, here, price is consolidating. The ATR is currently, let's see, ATR is currently 17. So I'm using a lot of these different factors here to pretty much prevent myself from getting caught in a bad trade, right? If the volatility gets too low and this starts to squeeze, then probably want to sit tight and just wait. Let's see, Rashida said that a V1 just hit. So there's another V1 variation right here. I'm not applying it, but if you guys saw that right, there's a double body rejection. Price came down, double body, reversal to the upside. Full TP right there. This goes in confluence with what we were just explaining, right? I mentioned the price was going to get wiped out at some point, and yeah, Rashida took advantage of that. That's a key thing with knowing the direction of where price is likely to go as well. Like if you know price is going to go up, a lot of these V1 variations are like, they're pretty much automatic wins for you, because you know price is going up. You're just looking for that reversal back to the upside, and that's exactly where, you know, price will push through. Nice. Yeah, Rashida actually caught it on the second touch. So price kind of pushed up right here. She waited for it to pull back, retrace, and it came back for a second touch right here, and she took it, pushed right through. So nice work right there, Rashida. Yeah, Talanji said buy snipe confluences on the 10-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute as well. Yeah, so I mean, let's see if this ends up being the push that we're looking for. Okay, we have the buy signal right here, guys. So now I'm looking for price to push up slightly, retrace, and continue up. So I'm looking for my entry over here. So I need price to push up a bit, retrace, and continue pushing from there. This is at 35,410. That's where my entry will be. See where this ends up going. All right, so I needed to push up a little higher. It's a little too low right now. Needed to push up to this level, or not this level, but just above this area. So when it retraces, my entry can be right here because I want the entry to be a bit higher. There was a pivot scalp right here. If you guys took the entry, already hit full TP right there. So you guys can see I have multiple strategies that you guys can be looking at. Okay, so price is pushed up right here. It's exactly where I want it to be. I'm looking for the retracement. You can see all these people are starting to get wiped out. So you guys remember my liquidity push that I marked up right here, that level. So now those people that were on the 77, they're starting to sweat now because they're like in some massive drawdown at this moment. Analysis that we played out with earlier, it's playing out perfect right here. So I'll wait for that retrace. If anything, level might have to be up here at the 20. Make some adjustments. 20 seconds left on this candle. All right, so I drew this up earlier. I said if this level gets hit, it's gonna pretty much go on a stop loss time. That's exactly what happened. So if you guys remembered the levels I drew up right here and right here, pretty much they got pretty much knocked out right there. All right, so price is pulling back right here at the 20 mark. If it's above this line, entry would be at the 30. If it's below this line, it'd be at the 20. So we got to wait and see where this ends up closing right here. If it's too close, I'm gonna have to hold off on it. But the entry that I'll be looking to take would probably be, it's either gonna be at the 30 or the 20. You guys will see it come up on my chart. But it needs to actually pull back. It needs to be a red candle. If it's a green candle, it's not going to be useful to us. It's got to be a red candle. So no red candle right there. Let's see if this here closes. No. So there's no retracement there yet. All right, this is going to get a little tricky because price is starting to get a little bit overextended. I was hoping it'd pull back right here because it fit our analysis perfectly. It's already going on that stop loss hunt that we talked about earlier. Yeah, it's a little overextended now. Nice. Rashida said she got the liquidity. Let's see where this goes. About 8 seconds left on this candle right here. All right, so I'll put a pending order right there. I'm setting it on my top step. So my pending order right here is at the 40 mark. If price continues pushing up a little too high, I'm just going to cancel it, of course. And it looks like it is pushing up a little too high right here. So if it continues to push up, it's going to cancel it. About 30 seconds left on here. I need to figure out how do I cancel my orders here. Shit. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to cancel this thing. I never had the need to cancel the order. All right, so I'm gonna have to cancel this order here. If it closes green, I'm gonna cancel it. Gotta cancel this order. All right, so I canceled my order right there, guys, because it pushed up a little too. It pushed up, so it kind of reset the setup here. So since it pushed up right there, now you gotta wait for the other retracement. I need to figure out how to cancel my order here on the actual trade of a. I see order ticket. All right, so I have no pending order here anymore, guys. I canceled it because price ended up. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Sisu, thanks. Gotcha. Yeah, I see it on the chart now. Cancel all button. All right, so unfortunately, we couldn't get into this position. It didn't fill our order. So now we're just waiting for another setup here. Technically, the order would have filled right here if you were still in it. But I'm not in this position. I already canceled my order, so I'm not in anything. Yeah, Andrew said gonna hold off seems risky. Yeah. So this right here, let me just explain to you guys again, like why we canceled it. So price pushed up right here. We had a sell retracement right here, basically a red candle. Our entry is supposed to happen right here. This here was a green candle, so price never came back and filled. So we just ended up canceling because now that we have a green candle, it would have had to push up again and then just reset the process. So like you'd have to look for another push to the upside, retrace, and then enter from up here. But we didn't have that opportunity, so I didn't end up taking the trade there. I just canceled it. We're going to look for another setup here to basically pull through. So not in the position right here. We'll let it push up again. And then we will look for the next opportunity here. Let's see. Casey said short day for me. 4 wins and I'm out. Breakout V1. PMS strategy all worked out today. Amazing what happens when you watch the videos and listen to your analysis. Have a great day, everyone. Definitely, Casey. So nice work right there. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Casey took a breakout. He took the breakout we took, or basically it was the breakout we took. The liquidity push over here lined up with the breakout. So the breakout was pretty much right there too. He took the breakout. We took liquidity push. He took the V1 and then he took a pullback and he locked in 4 wins back to back and no losses. So yeah, Jay's going to call it a day, or Casey's going to call it a day. So the entry would have happened right here, guys, as I mentioned, but we didn't take the trade. So held off on it, but you can see right here that it did hit TP. So I don't know if anybody held on to it. I canceled it. I'm fine with canceling. It just didn't feel good about the entry right here. But I'm still looking for another one here. So if this is the case and price continues to, bounce around this area, we may be able to look for another opportunity. So we got about 30 seconds here. If price pushes up and then it pulls back again, we can possibly look for entry here. This here wouldn't be the opportunity because it'd have to be above this level here. So here's the thing that I don't really explain too often because the volatility typically the volatility will usually push price away. So typically if you get a push to the upside right here, say this green candle, you need price to retrace right here. It can't be anywhere below it or above it. It has to be like somewhere above here or above this line, basically, this green candle for entry. So price pulls back too low, I wouldn't take entry there because that could be a possible reversal. Now that price is pushing up right here, this is fine because this here is lining up with the entry. But Talanji said, not gonna lie, I took it. I was okay with the loss, but it hit TP. Thanks. Yeah, definitely Talanji. It was a bit of a risky move, but Talanji still took it anyways, and it hit his TP. So nice work right there, Talanji. All right, so price is pushing up right here. If we get the retracement to this point, possible entry again right there. It pretty much did exactly what I mentioned earlier, right? So I mentioned over here looking at sentiment, these people are going to get stopped out or to some extent. One second, guys. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Anyways, so we marked up this level over here. I said, this was going to be a fake out. So price came down slightly and then it went through the stop loss hunt that I was pretty much hinting to you guys earlier. We had stop losses waiting right there. We had stop losses waiting right here. And then price pretty much just went for a straight up stop loss hunt as price continued to, move along and whatnot. All right, so I'm just looking for a retracement here. If we get the retracement, we can possibly still make entry right here at the 60 mark. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, right there, the 60 mark. Let's see. We got to see how this here closes though. If it closes too low, okay, so like this is the lowest I'll go. If it goes anywhere below this point, probably not going to mess with it. And I don't like this candle either, like Rashida said. So I'm going to see how this candle here closes. I don't think I'm going to take it, guys. I'm just going to hold off on it. We'll just follow. We kind of already wasted our momentum right here on this entry that we decided to pull out of. So I think, well, this here technically would be a second entry if you're following multiple entries per momentum. But if you're looking for just the first one would be right here. I haven't put my pending order. I'm just going to follow it, guys. I'm not really feeling the movement right now. I think that price is a little overextended and it has to retrace down like actual retrace. Right here, price consolidated a bit, but it didn't necessarily retrace down too heavy. So I'm just going to leave it as is. We'll follow it and see where this ends up going. I guess the trade probably would have filled right here. Yeah, so the trade would have filled right there, and we'll just see how it plays out. I'm not in the position, so we don't really have a stake in this position right here. We're kind of just following it to see where it plays through. I think that we might have to wait for the retracement, like an actual momentum signal, to confirm the next entry, because this is already 2 entries back to back right here. So this momentum is pretty much done with. We need to wait for actual retracement, and then we could look for entry on the second momentum. So yeah, I'm not in this position right here, guys. It's probably going to hit, but I'm not in it. Yep, looks like it's about to hit right there. All right, so we got some profits over here from Casey. We'll keep following this right here. It looks like it's about to hit TP. I'm not in the position. That's already 2 entries within 1 momentum. So yeah, full TP right there. If you guys took it, great. I didn't feel comfortable with it. Whenever you guys don't feel comfortable about a position, just don't take it, right? You don't want to be in a position to be stressing out, wishing that you didn't take the position. So we had 2 entries right here that came up. Talanji took the first one to hit full TP. I guess some of you guys here took this one too. Nathan caught it. So if you guys took these positions, great, full TPs. I'm not going to count them as wins because I didn't take them myself. I only count trades that I take myself. So I did mark them up for you guys. I explained where the entry was. I explained why I didn't take it because I thought it was risky. But yeah, there's 2 momentums right there, 2 entries within 1 momentum signal. So I'm no longer looking for any more entries here. I need to confirm a retracement. And once I get that retracement, I'm going to continue to ride it back up further. And then I'll take entry over here. So yeah, CJ said that last one was a little stressful, so I sat that one out. Yeah, exactly, CJ. It didn't really look too good to me because of the market movement here. The volatility is starting to die down too. You can see it's now at 16. I don't like when the volatility is too low because a lot can happen, right? Price will just go sideways and then it'll just end up blasting in your opposite direction. So yeah, 2 back-to-back wins right here. The one that Talanji took, which was right here, and then the one that Nathan took, which is right there. So solid work, guys. If you guys locked some profit on that, I'm just going to sit tight right now and wait for the sell signal to come up to confirm the retracement. But yeah, these 2 wins right here, even though they did win, I'm not going to count them as wins because I didn't take a trade. I only count the trades that I personally take myself. Casey over here locked in a total profit, 1,111 for the day. Nice work right here, Casey. All wins. We have Maria over here. Maria locked in 227 on this account. And then she locked in another one over here, total profit of 455 for the day, both full TPs with the green strip. Nice work, Maria. Yeah, so Maria actually took both of them. She took this one right here and she took this one right here. Both of them full TPs. You can see the green strips right there. She let the trades run the full TP. So nice work right there, Maria. We've got Andrew over here. Andrew locked in a total profit of 1,492 on his Top Step account. So nice work right there, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew said good for today, don't want to risk. So Andrew's pretty much done for the day, locked in his 1,000, and he's pretty much wrapping it up. We've got Kip over here. Kip is done for the day too. Kip locked in a total profit of 3,582 for the day. All wins right here. Nice work, Kip. All right, you guys did pretty good. We got Randy over here as well. Nice work, Randy. Good to see you back here with some profits. Total profit of 510 for the day. All wins. So nice work right there, Randy. We've got Cameron over here as well. Cameron locked in 2 back-to-back full TPs with the green strips. Total profit of 1,927 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Cameron. And you guys did pretty good. Solid day for a Monday. You know, Monday is usually a pretty risky day. You guys did pretty solid. Here is Natasha. So Natasha locked in a total profit of 111 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Natasha. Yeah, you've been killing it with your personal account, Natasha. So I'll try out your broker, and I'll just add that to my copier and see if I could lock in some solid trades right there as well. But it looks like yours works properly because you've been taking pretty much liquidity pushes and I mean pretty much everything, and you've been doing pretty good. So nice work right there, Natasha. And then we got Rashida over here. Rashida locked in a total profit of 527 on this account. And then she locked in a total profit of 906 on this account. So nice work right there, Rashida. Yeah, and thanks for sharing your analysis too with these entries, because you guys are helping me just as much as I'm helping you. So you guys will see people in the chat. If you guys are here on the Zoom, you guys will see that other people in the group are helping each other out. You're pretty much giving shout outs if you see some V1 variations, if you see some entries over here for some momentum pullback scalps. There's a lot of entries here that you guys can take. For me personally, I'm only looking at these momentum pullback scalps. So if you guys are in the Zoom, it does help because people will pretty much give shout outs and let you guys know when other entries are coming up. Like Talanji's looking at snipes, Rashida's looking at V1s. A lot of people are looking at different things here, and it's beneficial for everybody, for the whole team. Let's see, we got Patricia over here. So here's Patricia's main account, total profit of 4,095 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Patricia. And here goes Patricia's copier accounts, total profit of 860 on the first account, total profit of 160 on the second one, and a total profit of 393 on the third account. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, you guys are doing great for a Monday. Randy over here said 0 trades last Thursday and Friday. He missed them all, but made it right back today. So solid work, Randy. All right, so let's keep looking for any possible entries here. I mean, price is still pushing up, but I'm not looking to take anything else after this momentum because the momentum is pretty much done with. I'm looking for a retracement, but you guys can see our analysis. So if you guys remember earlier, this is what we were looking at with Andrew when Andrew said he felt the stop loss hunt was coming. So if you guys remember earlier, I drew a zone right here. And I said, there's going to be stop losses waiting right here and stop losses waiting up here, right? And that's exactly what happened. Price came down, pretty much just kind of fooled people to think price was going to the downside, but it went straight up. Like I said, you guys saw my mark earlier, I mentioned, yeah, people think price is coming down, but realistically it's going to come up and stop everybody out. And that's literally what happened here. So yeah, it did exactly that. And I always get a kick out of this because I actually like to see when people get stopped out, not when we get stopped out, of course, but I like seeing how a lot of other suckers get stopped out because everybody trades the same way, right? You just got to understand how other people trade and then learn how to do the opposite. So like for me, I already knew this was going to play out. And then it did play out perfect. And you guys can see over here. So let me mark this up. You guys can see the start of this push to the upside, right? It happened from this V1 variation that Rashida identified earlier. So directly from this V1 variation right here, you could have technically held on to this position and then rode this thing up, right? This thing pushed up pretty heavy from there, 1,000 pips. So, I mean, if you guys don't have to trade the way that I do. Like for me, I'm a very conservative trader, so I like to get out right here. Like I would have gone out at, 100 pips or so. But if you want to use your analysis with my tools here, you could pretty much roll this up to like 100 pips right there. The V1 variation was a start, right? You could even start from right here, right? There's two V1 variations. This is the one that you guys identified earlier. You could have done the same thing here and then roll this up. So if you guys know how to use my tools, you guys can use them however you like. You don't have to use them the way that I use them. Obviously, I trade a very specific way. I like to scalp. I don't like to hold on to stuff for too long. But if you guys know how to use my tools here, you guys can pretty much, I mean, the opportunities are endless because my tools are very useful for any type of trader. Like you can use my entries as foundation. And then if you guys know how to actively manage your position, you can just hold on to it for as long as you like. But yeah, other than that, let's see if there's any other entries here. I mean, there's nothing right now, but obviously we'll see where this goes through. Let's see, Andrew's asking if, would that have been a triple confluence? Let's see. Which one are you talking about, Andrew? This one right here? I don't see any triple confluences from my perspective. Because like if this here closed above this high right here, then yeah, it'd be a triple confluence. Because it'd be a pivot scalp, it'd also be a high-low scalp, and then it would be a intraday scalp as well. So I don't see any triple confluences here. I might be looking at the wrong place. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. So yeah, if this buy signal right here closed above, if this was a buy signal right here, then this would be a triple confluence because it would have closed above this high right here. You would have had the buy signal for a pivot scalp and a intraday scalp. Trend meter would have been green, price above the pivots. So pretty much 3 entries right there. But yeah, only if the buy signal was on this candle right here. All right, we got the retracement right here with this red candle. Now we need to get another buy signal. So I actually want price to pull down a little bit. I want it to pull down a little bit and then go back up because it's a little too high right now. So I want to see this drop a little bit here and then push back up. And that's where I'll be looking to take my entry. Right. I don't want to take it right here. I want it to actually retrace down a little bit. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's actually going up. So this is a good thing. Look at sentiment over here, guys. It's now at 78%. So that same trap that was just played out right here, it's going to play out again, in my opinion. I think the same trap's going to play out. So you see right here where people thought price was coming down. The same thing is going to set up right here. So that's what to look out for. Price is coming down here. And then it's just going to reverse right back up, just like it did right there. Because the sentiment here is still high. Like a lot of these sellers are just stubborn, right? Like they just keep entering sells even though price is going up. There's no reason to take sells here, but they keep selling. So it's at 78. Like guys, fundamentals are up 200 points. Why would you sell? The only reason you'd sell is if you're gambling, because you're not going with market right now. It's actually up 300 points. So I think a lot of people here are like, they're trying to catch that top, but that top isn't really gonna, there's no top, right? For US30 and Dow, price can just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. It doesn't necessarily need to come down. It's not like Forex, right? If you trade Forex, they're like two currencies that are paired against each other. So like, yeah, they have to come back down eventually. It's a raging asset. But for like the US30, this thing can keep getting pumped. It's like a stock. Like US30 is just a compilation of 30 top stocks in the US. It can just keep climbing if it wants to. And I think that's a problem with a lot of people. I think so with US30, a lot of people come from the Forex world, right? Like for me, I came from the Forex world. I used to trade Forex. I used to trade other things that range. The thing with US30 is that it's not a ranging asset. It's a directional asset. So a lot of people come from Forex and they think, oh, there's a top here. And they think price has to come down like it does for Forex, right? It doesn't have to come down. It can just keep climbing up higher and higher. So I think that's why a lot of retail traders here get screwed over because they try to transfer their thought process from trading some Forex pair to US30, which isn't the same. So to me, they're like very different. So that's why like you have to like be really good at one or the other. I mean, you can be decent at both, but I'd rather be really good at one or the other versus just being okay at one and the other. So, all All right, we have a retracement right here. We're just looking for a buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, I think price is probably going to continue climbing. But right here, I think price should drop a little bit. It's obviously super overextended right now. So I would want price to actually come down slightly and continue coming down slightly until it's ready to make that climb back to the upside. 7:31 right now, so we'll see what happens, in the next couple minutes or so. The volatility is very low. You can see over here the ATR is currently 14, so market's kind of died down a bit. Another structure up here. So if you guys remember from last week, we talked about how price typically, it'll either, so there's going to be days like this. Like this is actually a good day because price is moving directional. So this wasn't how the market was moving last week, right? Last week, price would push up, fake out, come back down to open, and then just keep ranging between that area. This is a type of market that we don't want to trade in, right? This is what was happening last week. This right here is actually a good market because price pushed up, retraced, continued up, retraced, continued up, retraced, and it just keeps climbing. This is a good market. This is exactly what we're looking for. The only problem here is that the volatility is still low. So in the fall, you'll see movements like this, but it'll move a lot quicker. Like you're not going to see a lot of this range here. You're going to see like push up, push up, push up, right? Like once we get out of the summer market, this is what it's going to look like. So when you see entries like this, it's going to be easy for us to just get in and out of these positions quickly. The problem is we're still in the summer. We're like prime time summer right now, August 7th. So I think this is a good market to really practice in and understand how to read the market so that when the fall comes and it starts to move a lot smoother, you're going to be able to really capitalize on these moves here. Right now, this is considered a decent market, in my opinion, compared to last week. Last week was a lot of back and forth movement. Price kept coming back to opening price. We actually don't have that today. Right. I'm hoping it continues like this for the rest of the week. Because you guys can see how many entries came up. Like Casey took like 4 entries. A lot of you guys here took like 5 or 6 entries. There was just a lot of opportunity today. Like Patricia here took 1, 2, 3, 4 entries. Natasha here took 3 entries. Cameron took 2. Kip took a little too many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like 15 entries there. Casey here took 4. So you guys can see like the market's a little different today. A lot of people are able to capitalize on the movement. But the thing is that even though the market is moving a little bit better than last week, you still have to have control, like have self-control when to stop. Like Casey over here, he took his 4 trades and he said he's done for the day, right? I hope Kip's done, or he might be, might not be, but so the way that Kip trades is a little different. You can see over here, he has red strips because he uses the trailing stop. So I can see what Kip is doing here. He has more trades because he enters and he lets the trade run. So that's why he's taking more entries here versus Kip's brother, Casey, who is letting the trades. He's kind of doing the same thing too, but for here, he's letting them just kind of hit some of them and then some of them just letting them run to, so Kip is basically like Casey on steroids, basically. Casey's doing a little bit the same thing. You can see the red strips here, but Kip is taking like a bunch of entries. But they're kind of doing the same thing. They're just like trailing their trades there. All right, we have a buy signal right here, guys. This might be our opportunity for entry. We got about 15 seconds left on this right here. We need price to push up. Once it pushes up, hopefully we can climb into like maybe one more trade here. So I need price to push up here, retrace, and continue up higher. All right, so let's see where this ends up going. I think retail sentiment is still pretty high, so that's a good thing for us. All right, I need price to push up. It can't retrace to this area right here. It needs to actually push up to somewhere around here if possible. The higher, the better, of course. Sentiment is 78, so this is good. If we keep buying here, we're pretty much trading against opposite of everybody. So I think this here would be pretty solid. All right, so we got price pushing up right there. $480 would be the entry point. All right, so I got to see where this candle here closes. If it pulls back to this area right here, this is where if it has to close above this black line. If it closes anywhere below, I'm not going to mess with it. But if it closes above it, I'm going to have a pending order waiting right here at the 80. But it needs to close somewhere around the middle. It can't close too low. Closes too low, not going to be a good entry point for us there. So this right here, not what we're looking for, right? We got 30 seconds left, so we got some time. Not a big deal. It could swing back up in the next 30 seconds. So if this is the case, then yeah, I'm not going to mess with it, of course. See if I can kind of zoom in a little bit and move this over. Let's see. No, it's too close. I'm not going to take the trade there, guys. Or actually, let me see if I can still. I'm going to set the. All right, so I have my pending order just chilling right there, waiting for it to get filled. I'm just taking on my top step. See if I can maybe get in on my other one, but it's just the volatility is very low right now. All right, so I'm in it right here on my top step. Let's see where it's at. Just following it right here. The volatility is kind of low. So I'll keep watching it right here. Let's see. Yeah, I only took it on my top step, guys. I'm not on the other ones. It just happened too quickly, so I wasn't really able to pull into the other ones there. Let's see where it's at over here. Let's see, question from Kenny. Kenny said, do you think it's risky to take a bunch of small trades, risky in terms of putting your funded account at risk? Not necessarily. I think it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's not really a big difference there. Kenny, I think they kind of move very. I mean, if your risk is still the same, like you're still risking the same amount of risk per trade or like in total with all your trades, then I think it's fine. It's not really, it doesn't make a difference if you take more trades or less trades. I think your risk is really what matters the most, because your risk is really what's going to be the determining factor, you know, if you're at risk or not. Because you can take like 100 trades at like very small lot size, or you can take you know, like one trade at a full lot size, and it's going to be the same. You're still going to be risking about the same amount. The ATR is kind of dead right now. You can see it's at 13. So this is kind of a very slow position. This price continues to bounce around. Let's see where we're at. It's pushing up right there. Yeah, the ATR is kind of dead right now, like Daniel mentioned. But yeah, back to what I was saying with you, Kenny, it doesn't really make a huge difference. I mean, if your risk, what matters is your total risk. So it doesn't matter if you take a bunch of positions or one big position. Like for me personally, I take like one big position versus taking a bunch of small ones, right? Because it's just easier for me. I just look for a quality entry versus looking for a bunch of okay entries, right? So the ATR right here is kind of dead right now. It's kind of slow. Hoping it picks up a little bit. I didn't bother to look at the ATR earlier. So this is why you want to enter when the ATR is at 15 or above. Unfortunately, it's very low right now, so it's not necessarily I mean, I don't think it's really that good in my perspective, in my opinion, because you're going to be stuck in this position for a little bit longer. I might just close out of this early, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to close out early.
Order filled.
I'm out. I'm out on both of my accounts. So I exited right there for a small profit, guys. It's probably going to hit TP, but I mean, thanks, Daniel, for mentioning that. The ATR was just way too low, guys. I didn't like how it was moving. So if you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. It's still in profit. So you guys can pull out or you guys can hold on to it. I mean, it's up to you guys. But the ATR is just way too low. I don't want to mess with it. This is a prime example of like why you want to trade when the ATR is above 15. Because this trade should have hit like, and this trade should have hit like 5 minutes ago, right? We've been in this position for, let's see. Yeah, 5 minutes now. So this would probably be like the longest I want to hold on to a scalp. Anything above 5 minutes for a scalp is way too long. If you're day trading, great. You know, you can hold on to position for maybe like 30 minutes or so, but we're not day trading here. We are technically day trading, but we're more so scalping versus intraday day trading. So yeah, I pulled out for profit there. If you guys got out, great. I mean, it looks like everybody here pulled out. Ben Harwick said, thanks, Sean. It was a good Monday. Dejan said he pulled out. Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm already out of this position, guys. So I'm just going to show you guys what I locked in. Where's my top step at? I mean, I basically got some, like, almost to my full TP, not necessarily direct all the way there, but for the most part, my full TP right here. So there goes my profits there. And let me check my, yeah, my other accounts are sitting nice too. Everything's pretty much solid right here. Nice. Yeah, iPhone said he's up 3.5% today. That last one was partial. Dejan said he's closing his trade view. See y'all tomorrow. Definitely, Dejan. We'll see you back here tomorrow as well. Maria's asking, when are you going to be on vacation? So I'm leaving for my vacation on Friday, Maria. So I'll be here on the live session Friday, but actually it's going to be the normal week. So it'll be a normal week for us. We'll be trading every day this week, pretty much same time. And then Monday, we might not have a live session. I'm going to take my laptop with me. I don't know how well the internet service is out there. I'm going to be in Puerto Vallarta, so I'll be like, I mean, I'm staying at a high-end hotel, so they should have good internet, but I don't know if it's enough internet to live stream. I might be able to trade, so I'll probably be trading by myself and I'll give you guys updates, but I don't think it's going to be internet connection to be fast enough to be live streaming. So we'll see. I mean, I'll have to gotcha. Okay, yeah. No, Daniel said if you're at the Grand Velas, it's pretty good. You know, I wanted to stay there, but it just didn't work out with my travel plans. I'm gonna take this off, guys. So I'm already out. I'm actually staying at the Hyatt. So I'm staying at Hyatt. I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be like one of their, like, it's like the one with their own private beach, but I forgot what it's called. Hyatt something. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm gonna be at. Yeah, but Grand Velas was nice. I wanted to stay there, but they didn't have the room that I wanted. Let's see. Daniel said, if you have a chance, it's an awesome place. Got married there in May. Nice. That's awesome. Because you got married in Puerto Vallarta. Oh yeah, I saw it because it's my first time there, so I looked up like pretty much like what were the top hotels there, and that Grand Velas was actually one of the top ones too. So maybe I'll go there another time. I'll see how I like it. It's supposed to be like thunderstorm season, so I don't know if I'll like it. I didn't realize that this is thunderstorm season there, so it's like raining there right now. It's not like all day, but it's like random storms and stuff. But anyways, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Today, I'll be holding our mentoring session same time as usual, 2 p.m. So yeah, if there's any other questions here, exactly. Daniel said K2 Mexico trip. I'm down. Let me just take a screenshot of my profits for the day. And then also, let's take a screenshot of this right here so that you guys can see where I pulled out. So I basically got full, like close to full profit on this trade. Let me just show you guys, and I'll just send you guys a screenshot of my trade as well, because I pulled out right there. Unfortunately, you can't see my markers here on the screenshot, but yeah, you can see over here, this is where I sold. So I sold like pretty much the high point right here for this specific entry. So pretty much, let's give an update right here, and I'll look over everyone's profits as well. Instead of getting it at 100, I just got out at 90. Here is my Top Step account. Right. All right, so here's my Top Step account. You can see I locked in 525. My total profit would have been 750 if I went to full TP, but I pulled out early because of the movement. So I locked in a little bit under. So I missed out on like maybe $100, right? So good thing we pulled out there, because that's where I locked in profit. We were in this position for about 3 minutes and 18 seconds, a little bit longer than we typically want. But we still won on it. So decent profit right there. So that's my profit on my Top Step account. And then here are all of my other accounts right here. I'll take some individual profits of those as well. And then I'll take a look at everyone else's profits, and then we'll wrap it up. So if you guys have any questions that you guys have, or anything that you want me to cover before we get off this live session, go ahead and pop into the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to take a screenshot of my profits, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. All right, so there goes my first account. There was a lot of slippage across my accounts though, so you guys will see right now once I post these up. Yeah, there's a ton of slippage here. This is my third account. My third FT got a lot of slippage, so you guys will see it here. Actually, the slippage wasn't bad on that last. I was basically at full TP already. I locked in like 950 on most of my accounts. It's supposed to be 1,000, so it wasn't horrible. It's because the volatility was so slow. Let's see, 25.6. Let's see. Marcin said very bad connection and voice quality in the end. Is it my internet failure? Yeah, it just might be your internet, Marcin. I'm still on here, so I think if you can hear me now, Marcin, it might have just been the internet connection at that time. So if I'm sounding clear to you right now, it was probably just the internet connection a little while ago. All right, so I got all my profits here screenshotted. This thing took me a while, but I think we're good. All right, so let me just post this up in the group so that you guys can see my individual accounts. My main goal here with you guys is just to be transparent. I want to show you guys the trade that I take, the trade that I lose, trade that I win, and to show you guys what's possible, because we only took 2 trades today. I mean, we could have taken like 4 trades, but I only took 2 trades. And I want to show you guys what's possible if you guys can just be consistent, right? If you guys just follow my lead and you guys do what I'm doing, I mean, it's pretty much almost guaranteed that you can succeed at this as long as you just follow directions. So anyways, here are my profits. I only took 2 trades today. The first trade I took was the liquidity over here, right there. And then the second trade I took was the momentum pullback scalp. I pulled out early right here because of the movement. This is just being able to adapt with the market. If market's moving kind of weird, you gotta adapt with market. So here are the two trades I took. This is my main account, locked in a total profit of 2,740. This was a liquidity push. This right here was the momentum pullback scalp. Exited a little early. Total profit should have been 1,000, but I pulled out early, so I locked in 850. Not too bad. Here's my second account on FTMO, total profit of 2,940. You can see here I locked at 950. It was supposed to be 1,000. It cut out early. Basically worked out in my favor. Here's my third FTMO, locked in 2,270, locked in 950 on that trade too. My fourth FTMO, total profit of 2,940, locked in 950 there too. Here's my MFF number one account, total profit of 2,640. I locked in 650 there. It's supposed to be 1,000. A lot of slippage on MFF, but that's normal. Here's my MFF number two, total profit of 2,590. And then my MFF number three, total profit of 2,590 as well, all wins. So as you guys can see, I only took 2 trades, but the thing is I have 7 accounts, right? So this is the thing that I'm trying to get all you guys to this level, right? Like right now, a lot of you guys just have 1 account. So like 1 account, you're locking like 2,000. Once you have 7 accounts, you're going to be able to multiply that. You just take 1 trade or 2 trades and you could have a ton of profit here. And that's the goal that I'm trying to get you guys to. I'm trying to push you guys to that next level, because if I can get you consistent on 1 account, I can get you consistent on 7 accounts, right? There's no problem with that. So a lot of you guys who've been here with me for a while, you guys are starting to really see that stride and level up, because trading is complicated if you don't follow someone who like actually knows what they're doing, right? I do this every day. I try to show you guys exactly what to look for, what's risky, what's not risky, and to focus on quality entries. Because if you just add up my profits for today, so let's just add this up and I'll show you guys just from 2 trades today across 7 accounts. This is where I locked in. And this is why I'm able to trade stress-free, because I'm not really looking for so many trades. I'm just looking for those 2 good trades a day and I'm pretty much good, right? So here goes my MFFs, 2640, 2590, 2590, lock in 18,710 across all my accounts right here. And then on top of that, my top step account over here. And I do all this stuff live, so you guys see that there's no bullshit here, right? It's all straight up. I'm not able to like really make this up or Photoshop any of this stuff within a few seconds, right? So this is like 525 right here. So total profit of 19,235. This is just 2 trades taken. If you guys had one account, that's fine. You could lock in this much, and I'm pretty sure you'd be really happy with just having this for 1 account. Once you get to that level where you can just add a copier. So here's the thing. FTMO allows you with 400K in accounts, right? That's why I split these up into 4 100K accounts. And then MFF, I got to split these up into 3 accounts. So this is a 200K account, but their max lot size is 100. So what I have to do is I have to split these up into 2 accounts. So then at that point, I'll have 10 accounts. So you guys think about the possibilities there. This times 10, it's a lot of profit that's going to pretty much trickle down to me. So yeah, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to attend the mentoring session later today. Yeah, so CJ just asked, is mentoring session at 2 today? Yes, that is correct. So we're going back to our normal scheduled mentoring session, 2 p.m. Pacific. It's 8 o'clock right now, so I'll be back in about 6 hours. I'm just gonna go hit the gym, get some lunch, cook for the dogs, and then I'll be back here in a couple hours for the mentoring session. So let me just scroll up real quick and see if there's anything else that I'm missing. James said, watching results like this is awesome in the summer months. Not excited for the winter months. Yeah, me too, James. I think during fall and winter, this is going to be even more exciting because there's going to be so much more opportunity for us to take here. So let me look at everybody else's profits. So we got, let's see, we have Nathan over here, total profit of 1,570. So Nathan has 1 account. You can see over here, he locked in 1,570, right? He's taking 100 lots right there, pretty solid, good profit. So you think about that, if Nathan over here had 7 accounts, right, 1,570. So 1,570 times 7, he could be up 10,000 for the day. That's how easy it is, right? You just start to add multiple accounts on top of it, and you're just doing the same work on 1 account, but it copies to your other accounts. So, I mean, it's crazy, guys. The possibilities here are endless. We got Vincent over here, total profit of 175 for the day. Nice work, Vincent. Great work right there. We got Andreas over here. He pulled out of that trade early too. Total profit of 250 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. We got Dejan over here, top step win, total profit of 229 for the day. Nice work, Dejan. Wrap that up quick. We got Barty over here. Barty locked in a total profit of 334 for the day. Nice work, Barty. And I think that's about it. One last profit over here from Gian. Gian locked in a total profit of 500 for the day, basically in 2 cents. So nice work right there, Gian. All right, guys. So looks like that's about it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here in about 6 hours for the mentoring session. If you guys want to attend that, just make sure that you guys come here at 2. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. If you guys want me to analyze anything, I'll do that as well. But yeah, if you guys don't need a trade, just wrap it up and we'll be back here either later today or tomorrow. So, all right, guys.